Hello, everybody. How are you? So, we've got some catching up to do because Foodie Beauty has been especially busy today. Today was supposed to be the first day where she started to go work out at the all ladies gym in Kuwait, but I don't think she's going. I think she threw herself a little temper tantrum because last night she did a birthday stream. Sala was with her. And I'm sure that she started the stream thinking that because it was her birthday, that she was going to get tons and tons of super chats. Well, that didn't happen. All that she made in super chats last night was $50, compared to French Fry Girl, who made about $400 in super chats in her live stream. So Foodie is angry for a myriad of reasons. She's angry because it's Ramadan, which means she cannot gorge herself 24/7. She was angry because last night was her birthday and she did not make big money on her birthday. She's angry because she pocket watches all other reactors, especially French Fry Girl. Saw that French Fry Girl made tons of money and she wasn't. And now she's angry about the fact that her former pet, BBJ, is getting a Gucci collar. That really set her off. That BBJ is going to get a very, very nice collar to wear, courtesy of French Fry Girl and the Girl Gang. So she's angry. She's angry. She's hangry. She's frustrated. And what does she do when she's angry? Well, it's one of two things, y'all. Either she does a live stream and she goes off in her live stream, or she goes off on her community post. And that's exactly what she did. She basically wrote a mini novel in her community post where she was raging at French Fry Girl, raging at the reaction channels. She practically wrote a 3-part mini series in her community post. It was just entirely too much. And Foodie, do you know what I love about that for you? I love it when you get mad and you do it for free. I love the fact that you raged out on your community post because when you do that, you can't make money off of it. But I'll tell you who does make money off of that: the reaction channels. It's content for us, ma'am. So you can sit there and rage for free on your community post and make no money. But those of us that are reactors to you, we can cover your community post and make some money off of that. So thank you so much. And you know what else I love, Foodie? What I absolutely adore for you? The fact that you did your birthday live stream and for reasons completely unknown, you decided to private or dirty delete the birthday live stream. There was absolutely no reason why you had to. You just decided to do it. Maybe you were angry because you didn't make a ton of super chats off of it. Maybe because people were talking about Sala kissing you on the forehead on your birthday rather than on the cheek and pinching your cheeks. Maybe because we made comments about how he played you happy birthday and her reaction to it. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know why you would do a live stream like that and delete it for absolutely no reason, but you decided to. It's no longer on your channel. And something that I said in yesterday's React video, you accuse the reaction channels of stealing your content. You accuse the reaction channels of taking money out of your pocket. When the actual real truth is that you take money out of your pocket, Foodie, far more than any of us ever could. Anytime that you do a live stream or a video and you make the decision to delete the video or the live stream, you're basically handing over free real estate to the reactors and saying, yes, I did this, but I no longer want it. So have at it. Make whatever money you can off of it. And we do. You make a product, you hand it over to everybody else and say, I don't want to make money on it. And if you want to do that, go for it. But don't get angry at the reaction channels because they take what you don't want, what you don't place value on, and we place value on it, and we make it interesting and humorous and funny for other people. So we're going to go over Foodie's community post and stuff that I found on Twitter, and I will pre-warn all of you. The posts are long. They're very, 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 very long. So before you get started watching this React video, grab a coffee, grab a cold drink, maybe a sandwich, because we might be here a minute. Because on top of reading her post, I'm going to have my thoughts. So I don't know how long this React is going to be, but we'll just get to it. All right. And trigger warning, Foodie Beauty brings up BBJ and Sam again. And she's defending herself on what she did to them. And you know, I've got some thoughts about that. There are some people that have gone to the reaction channels, such as myself, saying this issue has been rehashed over and over and over again. Why are you guys still talking about it? I talk about it for two reasons. Because if Foodie wants to hurt herself, that's one thing. She is a human adult, and whatever she chooses to do to her own body is entirely her decision. But when you hurt an innocent life that you're supposed to be protecting, an innocent life that depends on you for its care, and you fail in that regard, that's unforgivable. That's reason number one. Number two, Foodie harps on the reaction channels for talking about the BBJ and Sam situation, and yet she won't shut up herself about it. She keeps bringing it up. She paints all of us as the bad guys and say, well, they just keep talking about it and defamation and they're just spreading around misinformation about me, and yet she won't shut up about it. Another reason why I feel that she's angry is that yesterday on her birthday, she made a point to go out with Sala with a cheap bag of cat food and feed a few cats, trying to paint herself as some good person who cares about animals. And she expected by doing that, by monetizing that, by showing that to people, that later on when she did her birthday live stream, that she would get tons of super chats from pet lovers and animal lovers. And she didn't get that. She did not get the financial compensation she was looking for. So she's extra salty and bitter today. But you know what, Foodie? It's okay if you're salty and bitter. Because I love salted caramel coffee. And your tears are the perfect salt for my salted caramel. I just want to let you know that. Your tears are the perfect salt for my drink, and I will drink them all day long. So keep giving them to me. I'm here for it. But let's go over to the community post. Okay? All right. So there is the community post. And as I said, we're going to be here a minute. Y'all grab a cold drink, go get a nice cup of coffee, something to snack on. We might be here a while. I mean, it's a lot. Okay, this was 2 hours ago. She says, "All right, I've had enough. If reaction channels are so interesting on their own, good luck vlogging because I am out of here, or good luck picking apart my past. Oh, yeah, that's something else that just recently happened. Foodie is supposedly quitting YouTube. She's quit so many times. I guess this is her new arc now, the I quit arc. She threatens to quit every other day. If you want my opinion, I think that her threatening to quit, that is her trying to manipulate Sala. She gets mad at him, and so she threatens to quit YouTube in an effort to control him and to keep him by her side. You know, they're fighting. She's mad at him, so she threatens to quit YouTube so that he might get concerned and spend more time with her. Also, when I do get back to Canada, I will be pursuing a defamation case against a certain vile dump truck, as well as emotional damage. Foodie, why don't you just say the person's name? What are you so afraid of? We all know who you're talking about. You're talking about French Fry Girl. What leg do you have to stand on with a defamation case? How did she defame you? You should be worried about animal neglect charges being pressed on you, ma'am, because now there's documented proof from a veterinarian about what BBJ went through. I wouldn't be pushing that issue if I were you. I really wouldn't. Somebody reacting to another person's video, that's just a reaction. And even on that, you have no leg to stand on because you have reacted to French Fry Girl. You have played her videos. You've said things about her. Whatever you think you have as a defense, there is a stronger offense. Trust me, you would not win this. For what? Animal blank allegations, which are 100% false. Oh, are they? Are they? There's documented proof, like I said. There's paperwork. There's documented paperwork. And here's the beautiful thing, Foodie. You posted the goodbye video on your channel, did you not? And there's a date on that showing the pet in your possession and Pete's handing off the cat to the person that we now know is French Fry Girl's brother. So there was a date showing the pet was in your care, that you owned BBJ, that you had BBJ at the time that she was suffering. There's also documented proof that you went to Kuwait and left her alone with Pete's. So she was suffering all that time. And there's so many videos on your channel showing the conditions of that house. I thought those pets were living in, the filth, the garbage, the moldy pots. There's so much evidence against you. So how is it false when all of us who watch your videos, who react to your videos, we saw proof of the neglect with our own eyes? And at that time, you didn't care what we saw. You didn't care if we saw your filthy, disgusting house. You didn't care if we saw the fruit flies and the moldy pots and the garbage. Garbage stacked so high, you actually had Box Mountain 1, 2, and 3 in the house. There's videos out there of Pete's talking about the litter boxes not being changed for 3 months. There's also that video live stream that you did with Roman, where you took BBJ to the vet, and the vet said in a recorded phone call to bring her back for oral surgery, which you never did. I mean, there's so much stuff. I can sit here and list everything down, but nobody has that kind of time. But the point is, there's proof out there. There's video proof of things you said and things you did and things you didn't do. So going to court, trying to sue somebody, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Animal control came 3 times and reported no neglect or abuse. All that animal control can do, Foodie, is walk through the place. They are not veterinarians. They cannot give checkups or do blood work. They just want to make sure that the animal is they are in a clean house. They have food and water. And one of the visits that the animal control did to Pete's, they told him to clean the house. And it is my belief that more than a few times when they came, Pete's did not answer the door. Talking about French fry girl, your chin literally shakes when you talk, and you have the nerve to body shame anyone, you manly pillowcase. Foodie, I would not be talking about people's appearances if I were you. There's a lot of ugly things that could be said about your appearance. But beyond your appearance, ma'am, what's even worse is your inside. Because no filter in the world can fix that or hide that. That comes shining right through. You are ugly inside. You are putrid, rotten inside. You have an ugly personality. You're selfish. You're narcissistic. You're controlling. You're manipulative. You're self centered, self absorbed, insecure, jealous, greedy, gluttonous. You are the walking embodiment of the 7 deadly sins. You are the very definition of money doesn't buy happiness. They say, there's an old meme that I saw once on YouTube. Some people are so broke, all they have is money. That is basically you in a nutshell. All you have is a paycheck. In every other regard, you are bankrupt. You are worse than broke. You are bankrupt. You don't even have your health. So, talking about other people's appearances, are you sure you want to go there? When you won't even come on camera without a bazillion filters on your phone. For years, all of you have been part of mine and my cat's lives. You saw how much I love them. You also saw how my mental was on and off, good and bad. I believe at one time you did love your cats, Foodie. But I think once you moved on from using the cats for attention to using men for attention, you wanted that male attention. You essentially shoved your cats into the background. You treated them like old, not wanted anymore props. You pushed them into the shadows and you did not want to bother with their care. You want to spend all your money on your food habit, your rug habit, and your men habit. And once you made that decision, they were a nuisance to you. They were a burden. And you couldn't wait to get rid of them. As far as your mentals, as you call them, I think you're bringing that up right now to try to gain the sympathy of people who really do have mental issues, that struggle with emotional issues, mental issues, psychological issues. You're bringing that up to trigger people and make them feel sympathetic towards you, but I have no sympathy for you for 2 reasons. Because your issues are selective. It's funny how you would say in the past that you were depressed, and yet the moment that Natter would call, you would jump up out of bed, put your makeup on, put on a sexy outfit, and go run over to his house. People who are really mentally depressed, they can't do that. That's number 1. Number 2, ma'am, you have the resources, the time, the money to fix your issues, whether they're psychological, emotional, mental, physical. You never bothered. You never bothered to fix yourself. You were never about that life of healing yourself. You were all about letting yourself hurt and getting attention from being hurt. As one of my friends once said years ago, you're the walking wounded. You like to walk around wounded and get attention for being wounded. You don't want to be healed, because if you were healed, there'd be nothing to talk about with you. You like to get attention from people by acting as if you're hurt. But if you don't care about your hurt, don't expect anybody else to care. You got to start with you first. I never blanked my animals. The cat's nails were not intentionally neglected. BS. What happened with BBJ happened more than once. The nail situation has happened before. And if the vet told you an elderly cat's nails grow faster, that means as you as her owner, you should have been on top of it. But you weren't. The condition that her nails were in, it took months and months, Foodie. And that could have been so easily preventable. All the pain and all the suffering that she went through, it could have been stopped. It could have been stopped. Google an elderly cat's nails. Sam's were fine. Well, maybe because he is not an elderly cat. Maybe he could still scratch. If I blinked and hurt my cats, animal control would have taken them the 3 times they came to our house. Not necessarily true, Foodie. If they can only do so much, they can only do so much. As I said, they're not veterinarians. They cannot do exams. So they wouldn't know the full extent of the problems, but a veterinarian would. And I think that's why you never took the cats, because you knew how badly you were hurting your pets, especially BBJ, and you did not want that exposed. You want to continue to use them for attention and for profit on your channel, and to keep around people in your audience that were animal and pet lovers. You wanted to connect with that part of your audience, and you also knew that a lot of people were sticking around for BBJ and Sam. You knew that. You didn't want to lose those people. It wasn't about caring for your pets. It was about caring for the money you were making because of your pets. You're all about the money. You're all about the dollar bills. You didn't want to do anything to risk those people going away. And I remember very clearly, there were many times when you were seeing natter. You tested your own audience. You came to them fishing and saying, well, what do you guys think? Should I give away the cats? And also talking about Pete's living somewhere else. When it came to the cats, when your audience got into an uproar about that, you stopped talking about it then. But you were fishing back then. You were fishing to see what their reaction would be. And if the audience had given you the go-ahead, you would have given the cats away, or who knows what would have happened to them. But you've been checked out from being a good owner for a very long time. You know, you're very selfish, you're very self-centered, you're all about what gives you instant gratification. So you'll gorge yourself stupid, but when it comes to the care of your pets, you couldn't be bothered because it meant nothing in the way of you being gratified in some way. Let's see. Do I need to produce their records? What records would you have? When's the last time you took them to the doctors? Saying I blanked my cats is defamation. No, it's not. And every penny you made exploiting my cat will come back when I sue the raggedy Adidas shirt off your back. Ma'am, as I said, you got videos on your channel showing the filthy conditions of your house. And one thing I noticed about all the hauls you did, I never saw a pet food haul. You bought tons of stuff off of Amazon, clothes for yourself off of Torrid, but I never, ever, ever, ever saw a haul relating to your pets. You would go to the pet store and only buy a few cans of cat food for 2 cats. You were never about that life of being a proud pet owner and showing off any kind of haul that had to do with spoiling or maintaining your pets. Never happened, never saw it. Did I let the house get messy and neglect the cleanliness of their eating areas sometimes? Yes. Are you kidding me? Are you for real? That house was putrid. That house looked and smelled like a landfill. Madam, if your bedroom is so messy that to clean it you need a garden rake just to rake up all the garbage because it's 2 feet thick on your floor, that's not just a little mess. That's too much. They were always fed. Really? I watched your live streams, Foodie. Your cats were always roaming around the counters, jumping on top of the fridge, looking for food. And you thought it was cute. You thought it was cute for them wandering around like that. When they were given food, they never bothered you. But whenever they were hungry, they were coming to you saying, "Hey, mom, where's the food?" You always made sure to feed yourself, but you were not so good about feeding them. And Sam was always fighting BBJ for food because there just wasn't enough. I've had 4 cats in my house at one time. They never fought over food. You want to know why? Because there was always enough. There wasn't a sense between them of there's only a little bit of food, so now we have to fight for it. No, that was you. That was you. And you thought it was cute to watch Sam go after BBJ, even though she could have been seriously hurt because he's a male cat and he's bigger. When I enter a deep depression, even cleaning the villa became too much. And yes, mental health is a valid excuse for neglecting your life. Well, then go and hire maids. You should have hired maids. Maids would have done everything that you needed done. There was no winning with you at that point. When people suggested hiring some maids to come and clean up, your excuse was, "I'm too ashamed of my house. I don't want them to see how dirty the place is." So if you are physically, mentally, emotionally not in a place where you can clean, and you don't want other people coming in to clean because you're ashamed, that means the place is going to stay filthy. And for you as a person to live in a filthy place is one thing, but forcing your pets to live in all that filth is just too much. Shouldn't have happened, Foodie. As I said a million times, when I videoed Pete's from Kuwait, he showed me her nails and they were fine, or at least looked that way. Elderly cats' nails grow coarser and longer than younger cats. I just found out today, y'all. Y'all want to hear something? Pizza said recently that they never video chatted while she was in Kuwait. So she lied. No big shocker. We know she's a liar. But the whole video chatting thing never happened. I clipped her nails with Pete's before I left for Kuwait. Another lie. Another freaking lie right there, because she has said, there's a video proof out there. I forget who has the clip, but she said that she doesn't like to clip BBJ's nails because BBJ doesn't sit still. So what do you mean that you clipped her nails, Foodie? What do you mean? You said on video in a live stream that you don't like to clip her nails because she's too squirmy. And Pete isn't going to do it. So suddenly you went from "I don't like clipping your nails" to "I clipped her nails." I don't believe that. I really don't. Especially with the attitude that you had with BBJ. That poor baby. Not only was she neglected in so many ways, with the food, with the care, with her medical care, but you had such a hateful attitude towards poor BBJ. It always broke my heart. You would love all over Sam. If Sam wanted to come and lay in front of you during your live streams, you would let it happen. But if BBJ wanted to cuddle, you would push her away. You would lock her out of the bedroom. And that cat never did anything wrong to anybody. It's just so heartbreaking what she had to go through. And you know what, Foodie? You know what? If you're angry because you found out through your own lurking that BBJ is getting a Gucci collar, and if that's what sets you off, the fact that your former pet is going to be wearing a Gucci collar, this is what I have to say about it. Considering everything that BBJ has gone through, the hell that she had to live through, living in that filthy house, barely getting fed, no medical care, ingrown nails, mats in her fur, bad teeth, lack of love, lack of attention. If that cat gets given everything Gucci, she deserves it. She's earned it. If BBJ gets a Gucci collar, a Gucci cat bowl, a Gucci mat to lay on, a Gucci blanket, a Gucci cat bed, a Gucci catio, anything she wants, Gucci, she will have earned it. Because she lived through the last few years in hell because of you. It did not have to go that way. Her and Sam, they did not have to live like that. You had the money, you had the time, you had the resources, even if physically you were not able to take them to the vet or the groomers. There are mobile vets, there are mobile groomers. You could have hired an assistant to do everything for you, and it would have gotten done. There is nothing you can say to me as a person, as a pet owner, that would be a viable reason and excuse to why those cats had to live the way that they did. There's nothing you can say. I don't want to hear about your depression because your depression is selective, just like your victimhood is selective. You're a victim when you want to be, and then you're not a victim when you want to be. Just like you love animals when it suits you, and you push them away when it suits you. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm getting heated, y'all. Elderly cats' nails grow coarser and longer than younger cats. I clipped their nails with pizza before I left for Kuwait. I didn't know that elderly cats' nails need to be trimmed every 2 to 3 weeks, which is why they were so overgrown. That damage took months, not weeks, so you're lying again. And Sam's were fine. I got home, and because on video her nails were fine, I didn't check them right away. Foodie, that's your cat. BBJ was limping down the stairs in one of Pizza's live streams. That's supposed to be your baby. You didn't notice her limping? You're sitting there petting her. You couldn't check her feet, especially if you know the situation with the nails has happened before. You're not going to check her feet? Let me tell you something. I have a cat named Booger. That's my baby girl. And if anything is off with Booger, I notice immediately. I notice when she gets the hiccups. Even if the look in her eyes ain't right, I'll look at her like, are you okay? Are you all right? I'll go and pet her and like check her. I'm in tune with my animal, with my baby. You're a pet owner, you know when something isn't right. You know. Animals are very good about hiding their pain, but you know, you're always looking, you're always paying attention. So trying to throw up your hands and say, I didn't know, you did know, you just didn't care. You were home for over 3 weeks from Kuwait and you never knew. You had no idea, right? You had no idea. You're a liar. You're a liar, ma'am. I didn't check them right away. When I did check them and saw them overgrown, I immediately made a call to the vet and made the appointment. So it took you 3 weeks to figure it out? It took you 3 weeks to figure it out. What happened to as soon as I get home from Kuwait, I'm going to hug all over my pets. I'm going to rub BBJ's little bald spot. To say I intentionally caused BBJ pain is defamation and BS. No, it isn't, because you did. Look at the way you talked about BBJ before you went to Kuwait, what you were saying, what you were going to do to her. You already had a plan in your mind about what you were going to do. Your mind was set. And thank goodness what you wanted to do did not happen. That was divine intervention. Whatever spiritual realm exists was looking out for BBJ and said, nope, that's just not going to happen. Nope, we're going to save this one. She deserves it. You weren't going to take BBJ to the vet because that was the last resort, because nothing else could be done. You were taking her to the vet to have an end of life because you knew how bad it was and you did not want that getting out. You didn't want to be exposed for being the evil monster that you are. And you've been salty and bitter and angry ever since that. The narrative is now out of your control. The truth is out there and it's going to haunt you wherever you go, and it's going to affect whatever money you make. That's why you're raging right now. You understand that this is never going to go away, and it's your fault. Had you taken care of your pets, you wouldn't be dealing with this. Had you put more care into your pets and less into running after men that don't care about you, you wouldn't be in this situation. Let's see. Some of you have elder blank charges and have the nerve to come for me over animal blank that isn't even intentional. Oh, yes, it was intentional. Before homing her, I clearly stated to the liar who took her, I was concerned about the nails and her health and I want to take her to the vet. Considering the things that you said before the vet visit, why would anyone trust you to take her to the vet? Knowing what you had on your mind, knowing that what you will probably do when you got there. I wouldn't trust you either. I wouldn't trust you either. And waiting 3 weeks to take her to the vet, Foodie, 3 weeks. You didn't take her to the vet as soon as you got home. You waited 3 weeks. That meant on top of the time that BBJ was suffering while you're in Kuwait, add another 3 weeks to that. Add another 3 weeks where she was walking around on her nails. 3 weeks. 3 weeks, Foodie. Walking around with a UTI. Walking around with hyperthyroidism, kidney issues. 3 weeks. Didn't have to go that way. Really didn't have to go that way. If I was starving her, how did she live this long? Because she's something you will never be, a survivor. It's amazing she's still here. It's amazing she's still here, but I thank goodness that she's still here. But she's a survivor. The irony of that, where you're over there claiming to be a survivor and a victim, she actually was. She was a victim of your neglect. And now she's a survivor of your neglect, and she's thriving. She's thriving very well. No thanks to you. Let's see. Both my pets always looked extremely happy in all photos and videos. Don't act brand new about this crap. The only scammer is FFG, who thinks she will get away with what she did in the long term. What did she get away with? She and her family took in BBJ, and now BBJ is taken care of. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with rescuing a neglected pet and giving them a better life, Foodie. If you are any kind of person with a heart, you would say thank you for taking care of your pet. If you cared for that pet at all, and if you have to give your pet up to another person, you want your pet to be with somebody that cares about them. But all you could talk about is how angry you are at French Fry Girl and her family, rather than say thank you. Thank you for taking BBJ. Thank you for taking care of her. Thank you for taking her to the vet multiple times and having the nail situation dealt with, and the kidneys and the UTI and the blood work. Thank you so much for giving her a second chance, for giving her what I couldn't and what I didn't. I was a crappy owner, but I'm glad she's got this second chance. But you're not about thank yous, are you? You're not about gratitude. You're about being angry over being exposed for your wrongdoing. That's the only thing you can see. I've done wrong, it's been exposed, and now it's going to affect my channels, and about that. Again, just wait. Danny DeVito looking freak. Also, you shame our home, and look at where you stream with Shannon. What's wrong with her house? I'm sure her house has a key that and she can just walk in and out at will. So what are you talking about, Foodie? You can't even leave your house. There's a little old towel hanging from the window. Excuse me, ma'am. Don't you have that window with like stuff on it? You don't even have a window with drapes. The window's all taped up. You can even see out your window. Obviously, the cat at 21 is going to have a myriad of health problems. All that stuff that was wrong with BBJ was preventable and treatable. And if Foodie had caught some of that stuff early, they may not even be a problem now. They're a problem now because it went on for so long, but thank goodness BBJ is healing, she's mending, she's thriving. That's the important thing. If you are a better pet owner, chain smoking, pelican neck idiot, boy, the insults. Oh, and she's bringing up her. She tries to trigger Frenchie by talking about her now gone pets. Here's the difference, Foodie. Frenchie loved her dogs. She really, really loved her dogs. She did everything she could do for her dogs. Can you say the same thing about BBJ and Sam? You can't compare yourself to her. She loved her pets. She was not neglectful of her pets. You were extremely neglectful of your pets. You gave your pets a filthy home. You deprived them of food. You deprived them of medical care when you had more than enough money to take care of everything. Your pets were walking around ungroomed, matted, dirty fur, fruit flies, cat litter boxes overflowing with waste to the point where they were pooing and peeing on the floor, on the carpet. They lived in horrible, neglectful conditions. So you, especially, cannot turn around and try to talk about somebody else's deceased pets. When what Frenchie did, that was a last resort. There was nothing else that could be done, I'm sure, or she would have done it. What you wanted to do with BBJ, it was just what you wanted to do out of convenience to hide the neglect that you are guilty of. I've always loved and cared for my pets so much that BBJ lived 21 years. She's not a 21-year-old cat. I've heard that BBJ's 18. Foodie just can't seem to keep straight with how old BBJ is. I hope that using caps will help you understand because nothing else does. Yeah, what's with the shouty capitals, Foodie? Like, I got to put my earplugs in with these shouty capitals. The only reason that ugly pillowcase stole my cat, she didn't steal it though. The cat was freely, willingly given to another person. Nobody stole anything. And there's video proof out there showing the cat being willingly handed off to another person. She's going to use BBJ in her hate campaign against her. No, it was about rescuing a neglected animal from a very bad situation before what could have happened did happen. It was a rescue. It was an animal rescue. And a lot of people, when they found out that French fry girl had BBJ that day, I'm sure a lot of us were crying happy tears. I know I was. I was so relieved because up until that point, seeing the conditions those cats were living in, knowing that they were going without food, going without medical care, I would just get so frustrated and so angry, just wishing that I could just walk in the house with a couple of cat carriers, take the cats out of there and take them to a better life. And I could never do that. Wishing that I could do that or somebody else could do that, just wanting a better life for them. And the universe came through and fixed things to where both cats are now with better people. That's all I wanted, was to see them in better places with better people. And thank goodness that happened. But until that moment that happened, those cats lived in hell. Absolute hell. Absolute hell. And you should be ashamed, Foodie. You should be ashamed. Okay, she's talking about Missy Moo. You people are weird and sick, and no matter how messy my life is, at least I don't take part in hate campaigns. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You'll sit there and get on your live stream, and when it suits you, and there is a live stream out there, Foodie, there is proof of you doing this, where you asked Kiwi Farms in your live stream to dox somebody. One minute you're talking against Kiwi Farms, the next minute you're telling Kiwi Farms, hey, can you dox this person for me? Same thing with the reaction channels. One minute you're okay with us, the next minute you're against us. And it's not really about you truly liking or hating someone. It's about you're that person that you walk up to somebody else or you approach a person or a group of people and seeing how that person or how those group of people can be put to good use. You're all about sizing people up and seeing what you can use them for and what you can get out of them. You're a user. You're a vampire. You'll use somebody, and when they're no longer useful, you toss them away. You're all complicit in poor BBJ having to live her last days with a toxic chain smoker. She doesn't live with French Fry Girl. She lives with French Fry Girl's family. How many times we got to tell you this, Foodie? She doesn't live with Frenchie. She lives with her sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and she's doing well. She looks so good these days. So good. I'll show you guys a picture of BBJ in a minute, but just to show you how good she's doing. But she's just, going off. And this was the picture that she posted of BBJ with herself. Notice it's an older picture. This is an older picture of Chantal. She doesn't dare to post a picture, the most recent picture she had of BBJ. This is an older picture of BBJ. Her and Sam. These are older pictures. And oh, thank you for posting this, Foodie. What's in the background, y'all? Box Mountain. Box Mountain. So you were providing a healthy, clean environment for your pets, were you, Foodie? Here's proof right here. In the closet. This was Box Mountain in your room. Boxes piled to the ceiling. How dare you? Are you freaking kidding me? Go away with all that. Okay. So let's go on to the next community post. Because there's another one. I told you guys it was going to take a while. I tried to warn you. I really, really did. So she's going off about the reaction channels here. And she says, reaction channels. Let's all sit around and do nothing and wait for Foodie Beauty to work on her content and upload. Okay. The words Foodie Beauty and work do never belong in the same sentence because Foodie Beauty does not work. I'm sorry, Foodie. Turning on your camera and going live on YouTube is not work. That's lazy content. Lazy. Lazy. There's no editing involved, there's no thought involved. You are not about that life of sitting down with a piece of notebook paper. You've got ideas written down of things you can do and things you can talk about. You're doing the laziest content possible. You have no idea or no inclination to make it interesting. But I guess your perception is we just sit at our computers and wait for you to go live. Well, there's nothing else for us to do. There's nothing else to work on. There's nothing to react to. You're wrong. We don't sit around and wait for you. A lot of us work. We have regular jobs, believe it or not. And that comment that you made before about paying all of our bills, girlfriend, you ain't worth that much. We don't make that much money. Okay? We're all hardworking people. Can someone tell me exactly how it is fair for me to make a simple video, a simple vlog? Look, I told you guys she wrote a book. Was I kidding? No. Can someone tell me exactly how it is fair to make a simple video, a simple vlog, a simple stream talking with my own community, only to have, and this is no exaggeration, at least 10 or more reactors, super lazy reacting, if you can call it that, go on a live with their community immediately or soon after I post? Okay, let's just stop right there. Let's stop right here. Foodie, if you're angry because you feel that it's unfair that we won't wait our turn at the food trays, we won't just let you stream first and then after you're done, we come up behind you and react to you. If you feel this is unfair because we won't wait our turn, that has a lot to do with you and your content and the fact that you are a known dirty deleter. We know you. We are familiar with you in your ways, ma'am. We know better. If there's anything juicy, if you're raging, if there's something interesting, you better grab it when it's there. Because half the stuff you do on your channel that's any good, the moment you're done with it, you delete it or you private it. You don't leave it up. You want us to wait our turn at the table, and yet we can't wait our turn because interesting content with you is few and far between. 95% of the stuff you post is boring. And then we have to work extra hard to make it interesting. So if you help us out a little bit and you're raging and you're doing something interesting, we don't have to work that hard. But the only thing we have to make sure we have to do is to be around when it happens because we know it won't be up for long. You want to get on YouTube, you want to say what you want to say, and to remove the liability of whatever it is you did getting reported, you remove it off your channel. You call us vultures, but yet you're also free to use us for content. You constantly talk about the reaction channels. That seems to be your subject matter for your videos and live streams anymore, is talking about us. So who's the vulture, Foodie? Who's the vultures here? So if 10 or more people are live streaming your content, Foodie, now you know why. Because you got that itchy delete finger button that you like to overuse. You accuse us of taking money out of your pocket, but every time you do a live or a video and then you turn around and private it or you dirty delete it, all you're basically doing is handing us content that we can make money off of, and you're denying yourself the opportunity and the chance to make money off of it yourself. And that is your choice. But once you do something, and once you put it out there in the public eye, if you decide for whatever reason you don't want to make money off of it, doesn't mean that we shouldn't. So you do it to yourself. You do. She says, the problem is that their community is built on my content or on hate for me. It gives people who do not want to give me the views for my content a place to go to watch and hate. Again, my content. If you do not like me or my content, then one should simply not watch. Foodie, a lot of people who are on the reaction channels, maybe even some of the reactors themselves, they might have started out being watchers of you, just maybe out of curiosity. But because you're so toxic, you're so vulgar, you're so gross, you're so rude, you're so offensive, they became reactors or they became a watcher of a reaction channel. Maybe some of the people that are in the audience, they might have started off being subscribers to your channel or perhaps a VIB. But because of the way you talk to people, the way you treat people, they just had their fill of being treated like trash. You treat your audience like trash. You do not value anyone. You value the money that they give you. You value what people give you, but you do not value people on the whole. You've always said you don't value your VIBs. You don't value your viewers. You've always had the attitude of, hey, leave my channel. More people will show up. And you're finding out very quickly that not many people are into you anymore. You like to say you're the star of girl world, but here's the thing about stars. Even the ones you see in the night sky, eventually all stars burn out and then they disappear. All of them. And I think you're getting that sense that the light in your star is starting to go out, that people are not as interested. They're getting bored with you. You've run out of ideas. You're too lazy to make interesting content. And that's what's making you mad. That maybe you thought that this free ride with YouTube would last forever. And yet you're finding out the opposite is happening. That people are no longer interested in Foodie Beauty. You're no longer interested. And yet you're not working hard to turn it all around. You want to keep doing the same boring, lazy, uninspired content and make big money off of it. And I'm just going to give you the plain truth. The days of making free, lazy money on YouTube are over. If you want it now, you got to work. You got to really, really work. You got to work as hard, if not harder, than the reaction channels. So you complain about us saying that we're getting your audience, but you know what? If you were making interesting content, people would watch you through you. They become subscribers to you. They would give you super chats. If you're not making money on your channel, that's your own doggone fault. You want people to give you money? Give them something worth paying for. Make it worth their while to send you a super chat. Sit down and actually come up with ideas that make sense. Stop talking about the same 10 subjects. Sitting down and just eating a meal and thinking you're going to make $200 off of it. Okay? Those days are over. You got to work now. Or not. Let your channel go down or not, your decision. I lose many views this way. No, sorry. I am writing this because I searched YouTube and even Amberlin reactors are not lazy and don't usually, maybe sometimes, use your entire video in like 2 to 3 hour live streams. Not many people react to Amber anymore. It's not fair for one creator, me, to make something from my viewers only to have it stolen immediately after. Nobody's stealing from her. I lose many views this way, and yes, it is a problem that any creator would dislike. Imagine if it was you. I have seen reactors copy strike people for way less. Honestly, just sniping my stream and adding it in a derogatory or even nice comment about something so petty and trivial is just not a fair reaction. It makes me not even want to put in any effort into doing anything. YouTubers are not copyright protected. The process is very hard and expensive. But imagine an author, for example, just finished writing a book. The minute they put it out, someone starts streaming and reading the entire thing. No, what should happen is that the critic reads the book, then makes a non lazy summary of points worth criticizing. You don't just use someone else's content to build a community and discuss a 10-minute video over 3 hours. I don't know how people don't think this will affect me or my livelihood or don't care. It really makes it hardly worth it for me to make content, to go through any effort to make videos or put myself out there only for others to reap the benefits behind a computer screen. It's because no one would watch these reactors unless they capture it right away. But that's not true because some reactors take the time to make a thoughtful reaction and don't simply steal every single piece of content I put out immediately after. I hope someday YouTube changes the terms of service, but I'm seriously considering another platform. People subscribe to me here as Beezers, and if you really want to watch, you can subscribe on TikTok for the same price. I'd like to try and build a community elsewhere out of the reach of so many grubby hands. There are also new people who follow me each day over there, and I could play music. Regardless of your excuse of why you watch on reaction channels, because it is free, etc., etc., it's still wrong and it's still stealing views. And really, if I do leave this platform, you will have nothing at all. The ego on her. Oh, the ego on this one. If I leave this platform, you will have nothing at all. Projection much? Projection much, foodie? No, ma'am. If you leave the platform, you will have nothing at all. The reaction channels will go on. We will survive. We'll find other people to react to. I'm sure there are smaller channels, maybe undiscovered drama queens and train wrecks and interesting individuals. They would love to have a whole community of reaction channels talking about them and giving them free promotion. Yes, ma'am. To have a channel that's small and then overnight their channel grows and grows and grows just because of the reaction channels. Are you kidding me? They would love it. They would absolutely love it. Love it. Watch and see. If you disappeared from YouTube, we would find lots of other things to do. I could do gaming content. I could do my ambiance videos. I could do my tarot readings. I could find other people to react to. I can react to Amber. I can ask my subscribers, hey, can y'all recommend someone else to react to? Anybody be interested in? Because I am interested in my audience and what they want to see. And I would take their input and listen carefully. Something that you should be doing, foodie. And I would work with my audience and we would come together and form something beautiful together. You don't do that. You don't think about your viewers. You don't think about their satisfaction. You don't think about their happiness or their joy. You think about what makes you money. Well, here's the problem. What used to make you money then does not make you money now. It's gotten stale. And you can microwave it a million times. It's still not going to taste good. There's no making it fresh. It's old and it's stale and it needs to be thrown out. It's rotten, it's putrid, just throw it out, put it in the trash. Start over. We don't steal your content, foodie. We don't have to. We just simply take the stream, cut it up, edit it, transform it, fair use, make it funny. We make it better. You give us a plain baked potato, we put stuff on top. We make it taste good. We make it taste so good that people want to come back and eat it again. Can you say the same thing about your channel? If you keep serving up a baked potato and there's nothing on it, you can't understand why people are not coming back to eat it again? If they know that's all there is a baked potato with no butter, no cheese, no chives, no nothing on it? You got to add some flavor, mama. Flavor, spices, variety. You got to do it. But you don't want to do it because that would mean you have to work. And you're all about avoiding work. And as far as using your content to build a community, you should be thankful. It's because of that community that during that whole period where you weren't doing anything, we were your life support. We were pumping blood into the dead corpse of your content and keeping it alive. That whole year when you were basically greened out on your butt, sitting there zombied out, we were the ones keeping you going. You're welcome. And like I said before, we have to stream as soon as you start streaming. If there's anything interesting, we can't wait our turn. We might, if you didn't dirty delete, if you didn't private so quickly, but we know we can't sit on it. We got to be quick on the draw. You make us that way. So Foodie's going off. Foodie's going off about the reaction channels. Complaining about French Fry Girl, complaining about the reactors in general. She's angry because the reaction channels get more engagement, get more subs, make more money than she does. On paper, it looks like her channel's bigger than a lot of us, but yet the smaller channels are doing well. It boils down to engagement, Foodie, and people being happy. And you cut off your engagement by locking down your chat to VIB chat only. You don't let people talk unless they pay you, unless they pay a membership. The reaction channels, people are free to talk for free, and they can buy memberships if they choose to. It's not a forced kind of thing. The comment sections are always open. By trying to be stingy, you're cutting off your own income. By getting rid of your live streams that you make, you cut off your own income. So you steal from yourself. And that's entirely by your choice. Your live streams, your videos are yours. If you decide to keep them and make money off of them, that is your choice. If you say to yourself, I don't want them, I don't need them, I don't want to make the money off of them, and you get rid of them, that is also your choice. But don't get mad at the reaction channels for taking your trash and turning it into treasure and making a little bit off of it. Should keep that stuff on your channel and you would do better. Okay. So before we close out, let me just go ahead and show you something right here. I got some stuff lined up. Just some pictures. Okay, that's my other monitor. Now, I made this a couple of days back. This is BBJ. On the left is how she looked when she was with Pete's on the stairs. This is BBJ now. This is a recent picture of BBJ. Before, after. Before, after. In this picture, she looks so incredibly sad. She looks so sad. In this picture, her eyes are bright, they're alert. Her fur looks brushed, she looks very floofy. What a difference care and love can make in an animal's life. What a difference it can make. So there's that. And there's the picture that Foodie posted of her and BBJ. And again, it's an older picture. This is not a recent picture. Of course, Foodie would have to go back through her pictures to find something where BBJ looks healthy and it looks like she actually cares. Nothing recent though, huh, Foodie? It's just a pretty picture. I got that from Twitter. Look at the kitty. Aw. What else do we have here? Oh, you guys will be so happy to see this. So this is a screenshot I got from Playboard. Playboard is a site that logs in all YouTubers, what they make for views and super chats and all this. So this is what Foodie made yesterday during her birthday. She thought she would make a lot of money since it was her birthday. All she made yesterday was $50. 50. And I have to wonder if that is before YouTube takes out their 30% or not. Because if this is the gross amount and YouTube is not taking 30%, that means she made less than 50 bucks compared to French Fry Girl who made over $400 in super chats. Another reason why she was mad. Another reason. Okay. So, hold on a second. Okay. One more thing. Let's see. Where's I'm sorry, I got to switch back to the doggone screen. There we go. Just going back over to Twitter. We'll just close out with the Twitter stuff. Switching screens, switching screens. Okay. So there's my Twitter for anybody who wants to find me on Twitter. Wild Girl Sarah. This is from Buck. Buck says, "Happy birthday. Looks like you're having a great day." So Foodie swears that it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad where they were. Really? Really, it wasn't? Explain all of this then. These are only a few screenshots. Explain all of that. Here's you smoking around, BBJ. When you've got something to say about somebody who is a smoker, look at you smoking right next to your cat. Look at all this disgusting mess in your living room. This is your bedroom down here. Here's the area where BBJ was eating. There's food all over the floor. And look, really? So, Miss, it wasn't that bad. Pictures don't lie. You may lie, but pictures never lie. Never. Ghost Crab says, "Yes, Chantal, you need to produce the records because Pete's did not even open the door. He's a lazy piece of crap. And he just continued to sit in his chair and be scared because the doorbell rang." So, yeah, there's been talk that when animal control came by, Pete did not even answer the door. He was scared of opening the door. Habby Hill says, "Don't torture yourself with the CVS. Don't torture yourself with the CVS receipt." Community post. Girl, I hear you. That was entirely too much. Uh, Same crap. Gonna sue FFG when she gets back to Canada. That's the only interesting part when she gets. So she's planning on going. Yeah, so Foodie has said she's not coming back to Canada for 4 years. Now she's saying she's going to sue FFG when she comes back. So which is it, Foodie? Are you going to stay away from Canada for 4 years or are you coming back to sue FFG? How's that going to work? You just can't keep your story straight. Holly Go Heavy says, "This is a psychotic behavior. You realize you've said this all a million times. French Fry Girl is smarter than you. It's not defamation if it's true, and it's all documented. Stay mad. See you in 24 hours, like usual." Yeah, so Miss I Quit, she'll be back in no time. She needs money. We know that. Where else is she going to go? This whole I Quit arc, it's just so stupid. Tweet T says, "Why is Chantal raging on her birthday? Because she made an excuse not to go to the gym and Sala went without her and she hasn't come to see her since. Also, she can't order takeout and there is no food left in the fridge." You did Fizzgig dirty here, Tweety. I love the dark crystal. This is Fizzgig, like the little pet of Kira. I actually named my cat Fizzgig because of this creature here, the Muffet. I had a Maine Coon named Fizzgig because he looked like Fizzgig. You did him dirty, Tweety. But thank you for reminding me of the Dark Crystal. I love that movie. And I like the series on Netflix as well. It was pretty good. She's raging for a bunch of reasons, sweetie. Let's see. It was her birthday. She thought that by going out and doing a live stream, showing herself being a good person and doing charitable acts and feeding a few cats some cheap cat food, that she'd be rolling in the super chats. And that didn't happen. She thought that because it was her birthday, maybe her and Sala would have a little get together intimately. That didn't happen. Maybe she thought that Sala was actually going to give her a genuine kiss. That didn't happen. I mean, she's angry because it's Ramadan and she can't stuff herself whenever she wants. She might be angry because she has to go to the gym and she doesn't want to go to the gym. I mean, there's so many things, so many things. She's just a rage hurricane anymore. Mrs. Robinson said this is what made her go on a diarrhea rage about BBJ and then quit YouTube for the 753rd time this month. She's so easy to trigger, it's embarrassing. So, French Fry Girl did a live stream today saying shopping for BBJ's new Gucci collar. You know, Chantal likes to pocket watch. She's always pocket watching people, seeing how much they're making, seeing their engagement, seeing the super chats. So her seeing that BBJ is going to get a new Gucci collar, that triggered the crap out of her. Although, like I said, if BBJ wants to have Gucci everything, I'm all for it. After what she's gone through, what she had to endure, the amount of pain and suffering, she deserves everything Gucci. Same thing with Sam. Gucci all day, Gucci every day, Gucci all week, Gucci all year. Give that cat whatever she wants. Let her live like the queen that she is. She has suffered, needlessly suffered. Needlessly, she suffered. She Gucci everything for BBJ. Murder She Throat says, gonna number it because it was a read. Number one, Chantal, no one cares. Number two, go ahead and leave. Your non-tent will be on YouTube either way. Number three, no one likes you because of the way you are, not because you are a bigger person. Number four, it's not stealing views. Number five, no one likes you. Number six, no one cares. All true. All true bullet points. All true, Murder. All true. Hidden Truth says Foodie Beauty, why doesn't she leave and stop using her community post to trauma dump like she did during the Natter era? She knows she's not going to leave. She acts like a toddler who falls in the middle of an aisle who didn't get their toy they wanted. Just wait. Well, she's kind of already doing that. That's kind of this is her version of it. Hidden Truths. This is her having a temper tantrum in this Toys R Us because she didn't get the favorite dolls she wanted. Chicken Pickle says, all Foodie Beauty's community tabs, books, tell me is Sala left after the stream last night and she's been sitting in that hot box alone and sweaty on her birthday. And you know what? I love that for her. I love it. I love the fact that she didn't get to blow out Sala's candle and he did not want her rotten fish cake. She didn't get any super chats. She is sexually frustrated. She's hungry. She's angry. She's sweaty. I love all of that for her. I think, in my opinion, that is the perfect birthday for Chantal. Sitting there frustrated and angry and salty and bitter and broke and pocket watching people do better than her. That's the perfect birthday for Chantal, don't you guys agree? Because she doesn't deserve balloons. She doesn't deserve a birthday cake. She doesn't deserve a bunch of super chats. She deserves the most miserable birthday ever, and she had it. And the beautiful part, she designed it all herself. And I love that for her. I do. I love it the most. Ray says, it's over, Chantal, face it. The YouTube money has dried up and it's time to move the F on, period. You can cry and whine and blame. You're grieving the loss of income, the loss of butt pats from a now non existent hug box, the loss of super chats. Her quitting is the best move. She'll never quit, though. Unfortunately for all of us, she'll never quit. She has nothing else. Nothing else. Kristen says within the past couple of hours, Foodie Beauty has written 2 community tab posts totaling nearly 1,500 words. For reference, that is a 6-page college paper. So true. Like, it's practically an essay, it's practically a thesis. And she did it all for free, Kristen. She could have done a rage stream and at least made some money on it, but no, she did all this for free. See, she's not business smart, is she? Tweety says, does Chantal not realize her community tab rages are content for reaction channels to bank on? And for her, it's $0? How stupid can a person be and still be alive? I don't know. She continues to amaze us, Tweety. And this was my post. I said, Foodie Beauty, yesterday was your birthday. You didn't get Salah's candle and he didn't want your cake. And you only made $50 in super chats. Love that the most for you. Because I know she looks at Twitter. I just want to throw that in there. I really did. This is also from Chicken Pickle. Chicken Pickle says, sorry you're seeing the consequences of your own actions. Chantal, this comment. Fired Up says, take a look at the chats of these reactors. A huge portion of the folks actively chatting were once in your chat. You blocked them. You told them you didn't need them. You told them they were replaceable. Yep, she said that many times. That was her attitude. And you know what? If you treat people like they're trash, like they are worth nothing to you, they will go where they feel worth something. So by you acting the way that you're acting, Foodie, to the people that pay your bills, that pay your rent, that put food on your table, by literally biting the hand that feeds you, you've hurt yourself. It's not the reactor's fault. You chose to act the way that you act. And now you are dealing with the backlash and the consequences of such. You can't point your finger at us, ma'am. It's all you're doing. And here is why you should have a cat. This is the picture that I just showed you guys. I want to give them proper credit because I thought it was an adorable picture. And there's another one from Why You Should Have a Cat. Is this the Neon Cat? Pop-Tart Kitty? Was this the inspiration? That's so cool. Taste the rainbow. Yeah. Laughs for All is pointing at a squirrel, and the squirrel is pointing back. It's a point off. Are they playing a game of don't blink? Whoever blinks first wins. It's a standoff, y'all. Cue the tumbleweed. This is something cool from Massimo. With its colorful soils, salt caves, and mountains, Iran's Hormuz Islands is rich with memorable geology, famous for its silver and glittering magnetite-rich sand. Look, you got glittering sand. Nice. So pretty. And this is from Viral Hog. So I guess a macaw can, open up a soda can with its beak. Like so. Handy skill to have, I guess. if you got a parrot. The Woof World. Oh, look at the poppers with the butterfly. So pretty. Oh, and the butterfly just booped it on the nose. And the tiger just slam dunked. Perfect score. Never seen a tiger play basketball before. And this is from Rebel. I just thought that was really pretty scenery. You guys that like the ambiance, isn't that pretty? That'd make a beautiful ambiance video. Okay, so that is it for everything on Twitter. So we're done with this react. So Foodie, she's not in a happy mood, obviously. Like she's raging back to back to back on her community post. The birthday stream she did, she's privated it or she's deleted it. I don't know what's what. But if she is exercising allegedly during Ramadan where she cannot eat, she's gonna be an intolerable person to be around. Poor Salah. We're gonna get rages for the next 3 weeks. Anyway, I'm done here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope to hear from you. Bye bye.